Good evening, afternoon, etc., ladies and gentlemen. And Mario looks like he's trying to be lazy again. We gotta fix that. Come on, Mario. We got things to do. Alright, last time we took care of the Freezeflame Galaxy, and now we're headed to one of my least favorite level tropes in Mario history, the signature annoying desert level, Dusty Dune Galaxy. Sorry, I'm trying to hold back a burp. Seems I just can't stop spewing hot air, I tell ya. Alright, touchdown here in the desert. And just like last time, I was still having some pretty bad luck here in the desert, if not... I don't know if I actually had more bad luck in the desert or not, but I did try to do something pretty stupid. Right about... Let's see. Come on, Mario. Come on. Here. I was trying to aim for the tornado, but it was too far away. And I realized that it was a little too far to the right. So, I didn't do that again. Got 21 lives, that's pretty good. This stage is full of dumb little hazards like that. A lot of quicksand, a lot of dry bones, a lot of twisters. It sounds kind of like, not East Texas, West Texas. So, makes one feel right at home. Even though I live in a very wooded part of the state, so there you go. That looks very painful, by the way. How does Mario freaking rotate his arms like that? That really doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But now we're inside this cool little pyramid section here. Jump on the thwomp, who already kind of looks like he belongs inside of a giant pyramid. So there you go. This is kind of like an extension of Shifting Sandland. That's what I always kind of thought. Like, this area was just an extension of Shifting Sandland. Actually, I don't. I really should have thought more about what I was going to say in this video, but... What the hell do you say? It's a freaking desert level. I don't like desert levels. I really don't. I don't like being hot. And I don't like being cold. And yet, I find ice levels to be more fun than desert levels, because in the desert, it's just a lot of yellows and stuff like that. The color scheme's very monochromatic, I guess. I mean, even in the desert, you could have, like, really brilliant colors, like if the sky is, a brilliant shade of purple. A nice, beautiful evening sky. But here in Dusty Dune Desert, that is not the case. Instead, what we have is a nice bright blue sky, and I'm just not as much a fan. Though it did make for a pretty good Mythbusters episode, where they end up having to go to the Mojave and have to use duct tape in order to survive. It's a really good episode, and really just show the versatility of the awesomeness of duct tape. But even duct tape cannot master the awesome raw power of the Fire Flower. Excuse me, sir. You get to die. Mario is so awesome, he managed to destroy that piranha plant by throwing a fireball backwards. I'm pretty sure that was a glitch, but I'm not arguing with it. With that giant boulder, that's clearly a reference to Indiana Jones, because so many games reference Indiana Jones, it's crazy. Now we gotta launch up into the air, grab more star bits. If you're quick, you can actually shake the Wiimote back and forth and you can grab all the star bits, but I'm not that quick. And also, if this area is nothing but quicksand and stuff, then how the hell did the citizens... Stop yawning. Guess it couldn't be one of my videos if I didn't yawn at some point. But how did the citizens of this world manage to build the pyramids and stuff? It's stupid. It makes little sense. Kind of like that stupid robo-chicken that really should be serving Dr. Eggman. But then again, Mario and Sonic have been confirmed to live in the same universe, so I guess Eggman and Bowser share weapons and stuff. Like, I can imagine that situation, like, ooh, what do you need, Bowser? Well, I need a couple of things, I gotta stop my Italian rival Mario. Well, if you exchange this for this, I will be glad to work with you. and then like they exchange technology and stuff, and it always fails because it's kind of like trusting the Acme Corporation. You just can't trust Bowser and you can't trust Eggman. They are both about as useless as you could get at trying to take over the world. But what would you expect from a giant turtle and a guy that looks like Teddy Roosevelt? Though Teddy Roosevelt really did run the United States pretty well. I mean, he was the one that was stopping all kinds of unions and stuff like that. Yeah. I forget if he was the Trust Buster or if he was the Union Buster. I know he busted the unions, but you know, stuff. Freaking Teddy Roosevelt, man. He had a good look to him, too. Looked freaking badass. Now that's what you call a man. Teddy Roosevelt's just like the pinnacle of manliness. He could maybe even give Chuck Norris a run for his money. I mean, had Theodore Roosevelt managed to actually win the presidential elections instead of, well, the asshole that won it after him, the U.S. might have actually entered World War II earlier, and we could have actually been out of the war a whole year earlier. It's freaking nuts. And this is actually true. And what's also true is that it looks like a giant eyeball. Seriously, what is up with the eyeball imagery in the Galaxy games? Well, I guess this is the first time we've seen it, but we're not headed to that planet this go-around. No, we are not. At 50 stars already. Pretty cool. We are actually headed to a giant pyramid that will be floating in the sky relatively soon. But first, you gotta destroy all these wonderful little Pokesprouts. They have a name, I just don't know what it is. I just call them Pokesprouts. Or, considering that the big ones are called Pokey, maybe these are called Pickies. Oh, there you go. Nice nod to Earthbound. Seriously, Nintendo, please reference Earthbound more often. It's one of your best series. I don't know if it's a licensing issue with Shigesato Itoi, but please reference Earthbound more often. It's a great game, and it has a massive fan base. And we just want something. Maybe even a Mother Trilogy remaster for the Nintendo Switch, maybe? I think that would be cool. You know, about as cool as Rainbow Mario here. You gotta get all rainbowified, as I often say. That's just a fun word to say. I love that I came up with that one. Gotta get rainbowified! Kind of like these star bits. Now, I went out of my way to grab all the star bits here, but really all you need is 20, and this guy will be satisfied. Which is nice. It's nice for a change that a hungry Luma is not begging for all my star bits. I mean, unless you want to give him all your star bits, in which case, you're fucking sick, man. And that looks like a giant peach. You guys remember that movie, James and the Giant Peach? Oh, that was a weird movie. Stop motion was awesome, but it was not a very good movie. Oh well. I think we just found the thumbnail. Hop on in here and you get a pretty rad echo effect going on here as we traverse this wonderful galactic pyramid here. Though it's not really a pyramid, is it? It's more like a rhombus or something. Or it's pentagonal. So would it be a pentagonal prism? Because technically it's a giant pentagon. But at the same time, it's not a pentagon. Because it's technically still a pyramid. But it's kind of cubic too, so what would you call this thing? A mausoleum. A tomb of some sort. The Tomb of Stars Past. Because we are getting something pretty special at the end of this mission. So, yeah, stuff. Alrighty. Let's see here. You can do a lot of tricks in this particular pyramid. And actually, this level, once again, say it with me now, gave me some hell. First time around, I remember I kept getting squashed because what I didn't realize is that I need to walk with the sand. Once I figured it out, it was perfectly easy. This is actually a pretty easy ride. But it's surprisingly easy to get lost in here if you don't know where you're going. Speaking of Lost, that's a show that I keep hearing is really good. But I've never seen it because, reasons. There's a lot of things I haven't seen, actually. A lot of good movies and stuff. Like, I'm trying to think of a movie that I have yet to actually see that's actually supposed to be really good. The 89 Batman, actually. I've never actually sat through the entirety of the 89 Batman. Though I hear it's really, really good. It's supposed to be like one of the best Batman movies, and Michael Keaton is supposed to be one of the best Batmans. I don't know about that, but, whatever. I don't think there's really been, like, a perfect live-action Batman. At least not yet. But, who knows, maybe Robert Pattinson will do a good job as a young Batman. I mean, he's not a bad actor, and a lot of people are like, oh, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, because everyone keeps thinking of him as Edward from Twilight, but he's done a lot of good stuff since, and before, so, hey, give him a chance. Alright, we got a message from Polari here. We got all 3 emerald green stars here, and it unlocks this wonderful new little slingshot for us. But that doesn't matter because we got this to deal with. We still got to go to the eyeball. And it took some punishment before getting back here, so things and stuff. Watch out for the rocks here. I'm not going to go after the 6-pack mushroom this time around, or the Starman. Which really, that should have just been the Starman. I mean, I like the Rainbow Star aesthetic, but it really should have just been called Super Mario. Or Superstar Mario, or Invulnerable Mario, or something. But he's called Rainbow Mario. Because Mario is showing his colors. He's showing support for his brother, who is very, very clearly a member of the LGBT community. Or at least I like to think so. But I already went into enough detail on that during the Ghostly Galaxy episode. Oh my god. Okay. I don't do that bad here, but this is reminding me of when I had to do that stupid speed comet mission, which is coming up pretty soon. And I was having so much trouble grabbing the stupid blue chips here that it's not even funny. I don't know why I was having so many problems. I almost... stop yawning. I almost didn't make that there. Oh man, I think my body's trying to say, breathe. But I can't. I gotta do commentary. This place is pretty cool. I like to go out this way because it's a little more difficult. Got these annoying lasers here, but the reward, oh baby, the reward is amazing. Pop on in here, and you'll find an extra life room. Now, this is actually the same one that's in World 1, or rather, World 2, technically. The Good Egg Galaxy. But, I never did talk about what these things are. These are note sections that, if you grab all the notes, you get an extra life. Pretty handy. And these typically produce 3 extra lives, so you are not going wrong by grabbing these freaking note sections. But if you're in a rush, then you don't have to. Now, how I managed to grab that one, I have no idea. That's just pure luck, but whatever. Let's pop on out here, and now we're on the eyeball. And by doing that, it gives us a nice little shortcut, so it actually is in your best interest to go through that route, but I do show the other one while we head off through the Speed Comet mission. Don't fall into the sand, and fly on behind this donut. Those tweesters there. Those tweesters, which by the way, that is their official name, I'm not joking. The tweesters are pretty annoying here, especially whenever you need to get there fast, because I think you have, I'm trying to think, maybe a minute and a half before that thing goes off. And you forget how quickly that goes by. I think a minute I think a minute goes by really, really quickly. But if you're quick, like I am, and don't dilly-dally, you'll be able to claim a prize. Year. Alright. It's time to go to the Sunbaked Sun Castle. And by sun, I mean sand. Okay, you're starting to see what I mean. Look at this region. It's nothing but oranges and yellows. It's not that interesting to look at. I don't like desert levels. They're so boring looking. And that's my main problem. If they were more interesting looking, I would care more, but I just don't think they're interesting looking. Also, that Dr. Eggman robot's trying to kill me by pooping out bombs. Now this is pretty good. Whee! I got up here before it even showed up. Well, it kind of showed up, but... Shut up, I was trying to be skillful. This part's actually not that bad. This is actually probably the easiest part of the stage. But it's just time consuming. So, first order of business is, first of all, knock out the dry bones, because he's not nice, and he needs to stay down. Walk over there to the left side of this little platform of sorts, and grab yourself that particular star chip. Afterwards, just do the wall kick. It's pretty self-explanatory from there, because one of them will actually be hiding inside this little gap here. That one's probably the trickiest one to find if you don't know where it is. But I know where it is, so rest assured, gravity is still here. Yes, that's what I wanted to say. Grab some star bits here, and let's wander over here. Wall kick, wall kick. Oh, wall kick fail. Yeah, I learned this recording. The wall kick actually can fail in this game. It's much more accurate than 64, but it's still pretty annoying. The wall kick actually can fail, and you do need to move the control stick in the direction you want to go. It's not that big of a deal, but it's pretty annoying regardless. Now we're getting introduced to note sling star sections, or yeah, that's what it's called. No, it's a launch star. But collecting a certain number of these, similar to the Hungry Luma, you can unlock a secret stage, which we are headed to right now. Now, speaking of now, I have no idea how I did it, but I had a really successful run of this one. The bullet bills were actually behaving themselves this time around, so I don't know what got into me, but maybe I just got back into the swing of things, but I had success. It was weird. Now lower this bullet bill over here, and just gotta bounce, bounce, bounce till cows come home. And right about here... Oh, I missed. Oh well. You gotta lure the bullet... Basically, the whole objective of this mission is to lure a bullet bill and break the glass. It's kind of similar to the one back in Battle Rock Galaxy when we had to save Luigi. It's the same principle, but with a bunch of dry bones trying to kill you. So, there you go. Now, ironically, I had an easier time with this stage, but I had a harder time trying to get up there. I know I could have just shut off the platform, but what fun is that? I wanted to show a little bit of skill. And that is how it's done. Well, almost. Come on. There we go. Claim your prize, Mario. Yeah. Awesome. Alrighty. If you decide to go against your instinct and hit the beautiful stump of stumpiness, first of all, you got a bunch of crabbers here, with the blue one awarding you an extra life if you manage to knock him out, but he's useless. Don't bother with him. Instead of dealing with bullet bills, now you gotta deal with a giant pokey. And again, I somehow managed to snipe this guy on the first go-around. I don't know what kind of luck I was having in the desert. Apparently, the desert was shining its fortunes on me that day. It's bizarre. Getting introduced to kind of an interesting mechanic here. We kind of got an idea of it back in Gusty Galaxy. But this go around is a little different. You actually have to launch the coconuts to the nearby moon, so that's a fascinating thing. Don't get lost in the spin cycle here. And it's time to head to the titular Sunbaked Sun Castle. Now, what I usually do is that I just kind of walk around the top of the sandcastle here, or I guess it'd be the bottom, and grab all the star bits that way, but this time around, I just figured I'd show you around. Get this nice scrolling effect going on here. Grab all the star bits in the world. All the star bits in all the world. Why did it have to be me? And why can't I eat them? They look so delectable! I bet Kirby has some. Kirby has all the candy, and I bet on his home world, that's where they manufacture them. Oh boy. Yet another mission that gave me a lot of problems, and it can cause some problems if you're not very good at backflipping and wall jumping. This is where sometimes having a good enough jump is better than, rushing. But you gotta do it pretty quickly because the sand, while it's not that fast, if it gets all the way to the top or bottom of a platform, it's gonna crush you. So keep that in mind. And keep your weapons ready because we're almost there. This part can be a little bit annoying because you don't really have much leverage, but a good enough double jump or a backflip, and you should be good. Not much to say on that. Just a cool level. Well, as much as I talk about that speedrun comment, it's about time it showed up. Okay, I'll actually reveal what's actually been going on. From here and the Gusty Garden, I actually had to trigger it manually, which you can actually do. You can actually trigger it to appear manually by talking to the purple Luma that's hanging out by Polaria and Rosalina. You know that asshole that's hanging out by the Terra Stone? Yeah, he moves comets. It's pretty handy. Especially if you need to get to a certain total before ending a video or something. So, it's almost like they knew. But then again, this is about the time when Let's Plays really started kicking off, so stuff and things. Grab yourself some star bits here, and launch yourself into the heavens. Got 33 lives. We're doing pretty well for ourselves. Could have gotten a 34th life if I thought about it. But, speaking of thinking about things, yeah, this is the part where I screwed up. Often. I don't know what it was, but maybe it was the coloring throwing me off, but I kept missing a specific star chip. I think we're about to run into it. Yeah, that one right there. Never mind. No, it's this one. That one right there, for whatever reason, was giving me a lot of trouble. I managed to actually snipe the 5th one before I got this one. I was trying to do a spin jump to get over there, but I eventually just admitted defeat. Because it was stupid. It was really, really stupid. This is probably one of the easier ones, and I managed to screw up. So this one, actually, if you're not very good at it, actually can cause some problems, so keep that in mind. Also, I love the gravity mechanics of the game, but they were not being my friend this level, I tell ya. Alright, I think I just admitted defeat, and I just opened the chest myself, so there we go. 3rd time's the charm. Or maybe this is 4th time's the charm, I don't know. But what does this look like, by the way? It looks like the rock is pooping and peeing at the same time. Like muck spreading or something. Ugh. Now that I think about it, that's disgusting. I am so sorry. But you guys should be used to some of the disgusting comments I can come up with sometimes. This is the easy way, by the way. Pretty simple, pretty simple. But now I'm actually getting to show all of the level instead of just, like, part of it. I always just go for the shortcut because I just don't like having to go the long way, because the long way is much more risky. It is very easy to die here because of the narrow platforms, so just watch where you step. And actually, had we gone through the normal way during the main mission, there would have been thwomps and twisters up the anus, as well as dry bones. So going this way during the speedrun comet is actually preferred. It makes things a little bit more spicy. And you get a layout for the stage without having to deal with the stupid enemies. Now, that was something I actually forgot. I actually completely forgot that the enemies disappeared for this particular round, so... Yippity dandy. Do a ground pound right there, and let's hightail it out of here, because this video has been yet another wonderfully nothing episode. Alright, come on, Mario. Let's end this freaking craziness. By the way, am I the only one that thinks that the sand in this lighting kind of looks like lava? Or like some sort of fire? I don't know. I think that's just me. Though, red goes very well with this stage, and I kind of wish it had more of a reddish tinge to it. Oh well, what could have been? Alrighty. Fling that star, Mario, and let out some gas. Your shoes are phasing through the carpet, by the way. I think y'all kind of screwed up over there at the Nintendo place. Oh well, most of the game is solid, so... it's excusable. Well, anyway, sorry this was a bit of a nothing episode, but tune in for part 15, and we will finally conclude up to star number 60. So, I will meet you in Gusty Garden. Bye!